nice to see everyone. Nice to see you here. Just to start off, what I didn't cover yesterday was one thing about the gaze or the eyes, what to do with them. So we talk about that for a moment. It's very good if you can teach yourself to meditate with the eyes open. It's not that you are looking particularly at anything. You can choose a pebble, a rock, a little piece of wood maybe, or a flower in the field if you're meditating in the field, a stalk of grass. And then you can fix your gaze upon that, and the steadiness of gaze will contribute to the steadiness or the calming down of the mind. So a steady gaze, or a gaze that isn't looking around, it's just on something. I mean, for example, in a small hut, it might be even just a knot in the wood on the wall or something. And you sort of, as you sit, your gaze focuses on this one little object, and keeping the gaze steady, that will contribute to a steady state of mind. Some people meditate with the eyes closed, and some people, like I'm talking about, with the eyes open. It is said this way, and that is that sort of for beginners, eyes closed is easier because you're not having external distractions through your sight coming at you. So for beginner, or for many people, you could say it's easier. The idea is easier with the eyes closed. But then the next part of that statement is that it is better, or kind of superior way of meditating, to have the eyes open. So if you can train yourself to if that is you're used to meditating with the eyes closed, then if you train yourself to try and meditate with the eyes open, you will appreciate the effects, but not at the beginning. As you go on with meditation, then you get sort of used to it, and you'll find that it actually helps the meditation very much. For calm abiding, shamatha, the best is to meditate with the gaze down. And quite how far you want to place the gaze, like if it's down, but is it down to here or is it down to over there? That's kind of up to you. But I would say not too far down, just sort of gently down, kind of angled with the, like in a sense with the angle of your nose, kind of down in that sense. And that's very good for calming. And also as the extent of the gaze is limited, that helps for the calm abiding. But for more what we think of as vipassana, or causing insight to arise within the mind, and causing sort of self-discovery and understanding to come forth, you raise the gaze and you look straight ahead. Although you look straight ahead, it is as if you're looking beyond the horizon, in other words, not at any particular object in that way. Again, you want the gaze to be steady. You don't want it to be moving around, but just a steady, gentle gaze in that way. So that is sort of different ideas about whether your eyes open, eyes closed, gazing, and so forth. And I think that as you try it out and apply it, you will fairly quickly see kind of what is going on. If you gaze steadily, either at nothing or at an object, well, I'll start with the idea of an object. The object will disappear. So let's say you have a little pebble or a flower sitting in front of you, and you're practicing meditation and you're gazing slightly downward and your gaze is on that flower. The flower or the stone will just disappear. And this actually is not something wonderful and mystical. This is just to do with your eyes. The eye actually has kind of like a miniature brain within it. A little different from the other senses. And that little brain, if it's not seeing anything fresh, if it's seeing the same thing for a long period of time, it will not take that information. It sees the object, but it won't take the information and shunt it back to your brain. So it's a rather mundane fact, but for that reason the object will suddenly kind of disappear from your visual sight of it. As soon as you either flick the eye, move slightly, or whatever, or even notice this happening, and then of course you sort of change a little bit, then the eye will send more information of seeing that object back into the brain, and you will see it again. So it's kind of a funny little feature. But either with the gaze down or with the gaze up, you will have the effect of everything in front of you kind of whiting out or blanking out. But it doesn't go dark, it sort of goes white out in that way. And this is as you go inward. This is as you go deeper in meditation. Again, with the gaze staying steady. So steady gaze. If I'm meditating like this, steady gaze, and just not really particularly looking at anything. And then the more like the shamatha is downward. In a way you could say eyes half closed, eyes half open. In that sense, slightly just letting we call it lidded, kind of lidded effect in that way. Not like a wide open forceful gaze. Not like you're looking at something. So that's something about the what you can experiment with the eyes.